Alrighty, you guys, so I'm slightly late to the party, but I've just been grinding and just utilizing this weapon just to get an actual feel for it. Not rushing it, just kind of doing my thing, using this weapon, and just trying to get my honest opinion on how I feel about this weapon. Now, for the most part, with testing and me just kind of grinding it out, I have been utilizing the Wolf Assassin Blessing for this weapon, so that way my Wolf Shadow becomes Wolf Echo, so obviously making good use of the additional 30% damage dealt, as well as the additional 30% on the critical hit damage. Now, as you guys can see, I do have it in the A5 margin, so I do have the silver mark to get that extra 55%. And on top of that, the Dusk, which will give me critical hit rate and critical hit damage through pretty much all of the evolution stages for the weapon itself. When it comes to with each individual hit, and then obviously by getting it maxed out, I do get the enhanced version of Dusk and Silver mark, right? So 25% critical hit rate increase, and then 8% critical hit damage increase, and then water damage increase of 80% through every single hit. And then of course Silver mark will give me the 55% damage increase on White Wolf's Knight. So that's essentially the premise of what I'm working with when it comes to using this weapon. Now obviously it's A5, it's not A10, so I am losing out on the additional bonus damage. So in terms of the damage output that I was dishing out, I was just taking into consideration on what I'm actually losing out on. And there is hope for this weapon to be something pretty deadly for the damage and the DPS side of it, which I think some people are kind of like being like, oh, with the initial damage that they're getting, it's not up to par to what they were expecting, not taking into mind that it's not A10. I've seen a few people at the very most get out to A5 and then try it out and be like, oh, it's underwhelming, when in reality, once you get to A10 with the other weapons, then it's going to start cooking, and then you'll see the true numbers. But for what it's worth, it is one hell of a DPS water weapon, heavily needed of course, but it's a solid weapon. It is definitely one hell of a fantastic weapon. I'll give it to the developers because they haven't made it so that you can craft it yet, so it's kind of pushing that incentive for you to summon for it. But I think the best route would be for right now just to kind of wait, because if I'm being real, the Demon Daggers and the Stormbringer are comfortably usable through whatever content they've got pushing out right now. Yeah, I don't think there's no rush for it. I will say that there's no, because it's not anything too broke. Because I've seen a few people just being like, "Oh my god, it's amazing." I'm just like, it's good. But I wouldn't say it's anything to be crazy over, to be fair. Now, I did put it on team fights. Obviously, in team fights, you're gonna combine it with the Grimoire, right? So that's pretty much the combination with that. Really, yeah, team fights was very mid. It wasn't anything too crazy, to be fair, boys. I know that there are 3 sets of combos for this Winter Fang. So obviously in a team fight situation, you're going to do Winter Fang and Grimoire. But the alternative choice is the Stormbringer and Winter Fang. So Stormbringer and Winter Fang will actually do slightly more damage. I think I was doing like an extra 2-3 mil than with the Grimoire. But then again, if you've got all water element team, then I would say go for the Grimoire and the Winter Fang. But Stormbringer is, I would say, more so of a overall. So Grimoire, Winter Fang is more so for team fights. Overall, Stormbringer, Winter Fang can be utilized for team fights and Sunjunu. If you are going to be doing solo boss battles, excluding team fights where it's just going to be Sunjunu of course, then you want to throw in the Kasaka Venom Fang along with the Winter Fang, and again you've got the alternative choice to then apply the Stormbringer with the Winter Fang. So the Winter Fang can be used with the Stormbringer on either team fights as well as solo fights, but whereas the Grimoire, put that with team fights, and then solo fights use the Kasaka Winter Venom Fang. Oh, Kasaka's Venom Fang, there we go. But again, with the Kasaka's Venom Fang, I don't have that at A10, so yeah, losing out on damage on that one. But that's just kind of keeping it short and sweet. That's primarily what we're working with in terms of the combination with the newest Winter Fang. Don't get me wrong, this Winter Fang Scythe, once we get a better water support, like if you compare it with what every other element has, because in my eyes light is still slightly doing more damage, because that's the comparison people are making between the water and the light. Light is still way more over because of the combination that they've got with the free-to-play weapon and the quarterstaff. Once we get a full-on actual support updated weapon for the water element, this Winter Fang is going to be disgustingly broken. It's good right now, don't get me wrong, it is fantastic right now. We kind of need what every other element has, and that is that perfect support weapon, more updated with this current meta and whatnot, for this Winter Fang to actually become an absolute menace. So they've cooked with it. I'll give the developers that. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. It's insane. But in my eyes, we just kind of need that support weapon to what every other element has, to push this weapon to be even more greater, to then have that perfect mono combo. To be fair, because the next update is wind element, I'm hoping that in terms of a new weaponry, that's where they quickly just throw in the water element support. Now that, I think, will be a beautiful timing for them to get that going. I think that'll be pretty solid. So it's just kind of so yeah, so right now if we go 1, 2, 3, I mean it shreds at A5 too. Like, I can only imagine how this would be when I fully get it to A10 in due time, of course. In due time. I mean, there's no rush, since right now we don't have a proper full-on support weapon for it, more updated compared to the other elements, of course. So there is that. Just, where do you go? Thank you. Go for it. Back down. Appreciate you. Oh, I think I missed completely. Okay, we're good. Okay, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have the full-on buff right there, but I mean, it does this job. It shreds. It really does shred. So definitely a weapon that is kind of worth to pick up. Wait till the weapon is crafted. It is missing its actual support, which I'm predicting to say that, I want to say next update or the other after, surely they have to throw something in for the water element to fully maximize the Winter Fang itself, as well as just kind of providing us a more updated look for the water element. But I think for right now it will do with what we have, but in order to truly maximize the typing for the more difficult content between the water and the wind element, wind will be more favorable, just because of what we've got to work with to maximize our damage for the wind element. Jesus. Okay, there we go. Getting absolutely hammered there. Okay. Let's go. Drop that. And then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it just, I mean, A5, it shreds. A10, it's going to shred even more once we get that perfect support weapon for the water element. Oh, it's a GG. it's an absolute GG. Again, in a singular boss fight, fantastic. In a team fight situation, it's a bit. So yeah, my honest opinion is that it's a fantastic DPS. I don't think it's overly too like, oh my god, it's major broken. I think obviously we're missing out on the damage, not having a full water support for it. For right now, it's definitely going to be something that we're going to be truly seeing its maximum potential later down the line. But for right now, in terms of the DPS potential that it has, oh, it's definitely up there. So it's definitely something to cater for, prepare for, because in terms of water damage, this is primarily where it's going to be at. It's just, again, with me personally, comparing it to the other weapons, I know what I'm missing out on, so it's more so of a build-up, and more importantly, support-wise, in terms of the actual support weapon for it, it's kind of, we're kind of waiting on it, should I say. But with what we've got right now, team fight, Stormbringer, Grimoire, single fight, Stormbringer, Demon Fangs, or what the daggers, basically the free-to-play water daggers. Again, just a reminder, if you're hell-bent of just like, oh my god, I need it for the Workshop Brilliant Light, because again, the hard mode is next up, and if you're kind of focused more on that, I say you can just comfortably keep on building up your wind weapons, because again, by then you should have them more built up to then if you want to cater to what's happening now. And plus, wind has a way more better support and offensive combination, so you can maximize your damage output. More better, I would say, more better. So yeah, again, there's no rush.